everybody, Jennifer Roberts here, Podqueen. I know you've missed me. I've been away for a little bit. It's okay, I'm back. Cup of coffee, we're good to go. So I am going to talk to you today about our life, our transition that we're going through right now. And I've been thinking a lot about the fact that our citizenship is in heaven. And I'm thinking about that in a new way because I'm getting ready to change countries. And it's bringing up a lot of emotions, as you can imagine, a lot of feelings of, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Excitement as well. I'm made for this. It's fun. But I'm tending to overthink the process of going to Brazil. And I'm thinking through my kids and what it's going to be for them. And I can't protect them from everything. So those of you that are parents, you're going, oh gosh, I get it. I can't protect them from culture shock. I can't protect them from the difficulty of learning a language. I can't protect them from the adjustment they're going to have, the way that they're going to feel as an outsider. Until you become accustomed to the culture, you do things wrong. You don't know that you're doing them wrong because you're doing them according to how you've been raised and how your culture defines right and wrong, and now we're going to another culture. I can't protect them from that. I can't protect me from that. And so the thing that is anchoring me is the fact that my citizenship is in heaven. I know I've talked about this before. I did a whole podcast on it. But in this time of transition, we're looking at maybe 8 weeks from now, maybe 8.5 weeks, we're in Brazil. So don't worry, Podqueen's going to continue. We're going global, don't worry. Look for me. And in the transition, there's so much to think about. I can become anxious. I can become worried about things I can't control. But when I dial down and I go, wait a second, I'm not living for this age. I'm not living for convenience now. I'm not living to be comfortable in my country or in any other country. I am made for another kingdom. I'm made for another place. And no matter how great life is around me, I'm always going to be a little bit dissatisfied because this place is not my home. And so, okay, great. So why not embrace the discomfort, and now we can live anywhere because our citizenship is someplace else anyway. And so it's giving me courage to go, wait a second, I can't preserve comfort. I can't preserve a root system that, you know, my kids go to the same school for 15 years and then their kids go to that school. I can't control those things. And the fact that there is a little bit of discomfort, period, because my citizenship is in heaven, means that, you know what, let's just roll with that. And now I can go to Brazil, or you can go to Lebanon, or you can live in a different part of the city than you have imagined you would. You know what I mean? So there's an element of, if you're looking to try to be satisfied in this life, you won't be. It's just that simple. And if that's your goal, then you're going to continue trying, and you're going to continue bumping your head up against the wall, because true satisfaction for us deep down is found in Jesus, which you know that. But even more than that, so say your relationship with God is rock solid. Love it. We're going there. There's still an element of dissatisfaction because we're made for another age. And there is a time coming when Jesus is going to return to this earth, and he's going to make all things that are wrong new and right. And we're going to prepare a place for the Father to come back to, and we're going to dwell together with God. That's what it's all about. That's what the dissatisfaction is about, is because only satisfaction is when he returns and we are living co-joined together, like me and my coffee, together. That's when satisfaction is. So if I'm not going to be satisfied till then, what am I trying to preserve anyway, right? Okay. So, but reality is, ouch, this is a difficult transition for me. It's a difficult transition for our family. And you know, I've been thinking through stuff like, oh, what am I subjecting my kids to? And are they going to love me? Are they going to need counseling for 25 years? You know, that kind of stuff. And they might, but hey, God is bigger than me, and I'm going to make mistakes regardless. Even if I stay here forever, they're going to have little pockets of wounding because of me, because I'm imperfect. I can't do it right. I'm going to try my hardest, but I am a human being. So, but I've been trying to get inside my own head lately and going, wait a second, I'm a pioneer. Dwayne's a pioneer. I'm made for adventure. That's why I went and traveled the earth at 19 for 10 years. You know, we traveled to 35 countries. That's why I had Sydney and Budapest, Hungary, instead of coming back to the States. I was like, what are you talking about? People have babies here all the time. We can do this. And so I'm remembering, wait a second, I'm not just suburbia mom. Although, whatever, if you're that, just roll with it. I am not just that. And I'm made for adventure. I'm made for blazing a trail. And I have to believe that God has designed my family to fit within that culture that Dwayne and I have in our heart and in our mind. Now, we haven't fully acted it out while we've been living in the States for the last 15 years. We have a pretty safe life. I remember when I first returned from Budapest, Hungary, and I went to the grocery store in the States, I had a breakdown, people. The cereal aisle was the entire aisle, and it was 4 levels high. Cereal alone. I'd come from a place that had 7 choices. And I remember going, oh my gosh, how do I choose? What do I get? I don't know. You know, I'm biting my palm. I literally walked away from the grocery cart. Like, I can't take this right now. And so slowly I've adjusted. I stopped washing out the Ziploc bags. You know, I used to do that when we lived in Budapest because I couldn't get them there. So I washed the Ziploc bags out, hung them on my tile backsplash to dry, and reused them. You know, I tried doing that for a while here because it felt so wasteful to throw them away. You know, and eventually I started finding them really cheap. And like, who cares? I'm going to throw that thing away. Let me fill a personal landfill. Anyway, so I know... that is what I was trying to say. I've embraced convenience of living in the United States. It's convenient. It's easy. And going to the grocery store, boom, I drive there. It's easy. I can drive with one hand. Boom. I don't have to parallel park. I just pull right in. And so I've embraced the fact that it's easy. And I used to fight that, thinking it was not going to make me willing to go again. If I embraced the ease of this life, then I wouldn't be ready to embrace anything more difficult again. It's not true. I'm realizing I'm kind of excited about challenges again. It makes me feel alive again. Like, wow, I'm going to shop at the market. I'm going to have to learn how to parallel park. Yikes. I haven't done that in years. But it's fun. I'm made for adventure. And I'm thinking about moms out there. You know, maybe you had what you call your previous life, and now you're a mom, and you see no distant memory, you know, of who you used to be. And I'm going, you know what? I can tell you who you used to be is who you are now. And in the future, you're probably going to be able to step into some of those things again. And so old dreams are coming alive in me. I'm being reawakened to aspects that God deposited in me when I was 20. That wasn't just youthful zeal, although a lot of it was, but it was something about the design that God had in mind and who He created me to be. And now I get to go to the nations with my children. It makes me want to cry. I'm so excited to be able to take my kids to another nation and for them to discover who a people are that God has created. For them to look at Brazilian people through the redemptive gifts that God has deposited in a nation and to love a people that previously were not their own. I want us to be able to embrace the Brazilian people. I want us to be able to discover new aspects of God's heart as we see God through the lens of a Brazilian mindset. I'm excited about that, and that God knew that. And He gave me the kids that He's given me. He gave me the husband He's given me. And now as a family, we're going to do this together. Now, all the books say don't do it. It's the worst time to do this with your children. But God has a different economy. And there's going to be grace for my children. There's going to be grace for our family. And I'm believing that our best years as a family are yet ahead. I'm excited to do this with them. So as Podqueen, I'm saying pray for us in this transition. But also, stir up yourselves and remember who God has made you to be. and who He's designed you to be, knowing that one day you'll probably step right back into it.